Joining us this evening. My birthday is tomorrow, and so I would like to do a giveaway. This is my first giveaway, so be nice. We're gonna open entries for the giveaway when we reach 45 followers. You'll notice in the top right-hand corner, right next to Marthala's lovely token, there is a follower count. Once we hit that, we will allow you to make one entry per person, and I'll send out a Wormwood gift card code for $50 off Wormwood products. So now that that's out of the way, I've got 6 of my usual 7 players with us this evening. We are going to jump into where we left off. I was hoping one of y'all could tell me what you guys did last time. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Druge got giant, and we learned about a special kind of like algae sort of stuff that you can use to make special magic potions, and
That's right.
That's all I remember.
Water breathing potion. Yeah.
We also found a couple of horses.
Yes.
Yeah, we got horses now.
Ponies.
Specifically, giant ass draft horses.
Yes. Specifically. If you want to be all
They
specific.
were apparently scared.
There's also a Quentin also had picked up a dog last time.
Oh yeah.
If y'all remember that.
Puppy.
All right.
Definitely has a name.
So you guys are going to continue walking down the road. Are you taking those horses with you?
Well,
I
Relic's
think-
riding on one.
Yeah,
right
I was gonna
now.
say Brandon's riding one, isn't he?
Oh, that's right.
It's 2 horses, right?
Oh, and I wanted to say that 3 of you have an RP point. So if
That's right.
anyone's joining us in for the first time at the end of each session, I ask my players to submit role-playing points. I also accept them from chat, so keep your listening hats on. And I enter them in a Discord channel that the players use, and we and the players will vote using usually very comical emojis, and then whoever gets the highest votes gets a role-playing point. Hello, Joshua gets a role-playing point, and what that means for my game specifically is that that person is allowed to re-roll a d20 roll once per game. And if they don't use it this game, then they lose it. So, Marthala, Druge, and Relic, remember, you've each got an RP point. All right?
Right then.
All right, so you guys are walking down the road. The road around you is, it seems fairly well traveled, but you're not seeing anybody right now. You think you're pretty close to the turnoff for Tribor Trail. This, the road you're on is the high road, and it would take you straight to it would take you straight past Fandon. Fandon's a bit of a village kind of off the beaten path, and you're gonna need to take Tribor Trail to get there. You could go all the way down and link up with another road which has a name, which I'm gonna look up right now. Oh, dang it, I didn't write it down. Shish kebabs. Well, it's further down the road. Tribord Trail is a bit of a it is what it is. It's like a trail off in the woods, like a hunting trail. So it's not quite it's definitely not wagon worthy, but it's a shortcut. So that's the direction you guys are headed in. And as you're walking along, Yeah, as you're walking along, the sun's, it's a little after midday. The sun is peeking through the trees. You can hear birds and you know, things in the woods moving around, but nothing scary. You've moved past the mirror of dead men, so you can you're like in nice woods now. This is actually a bit more pleasant. The smell of the swamp is gone, which is very nice. And you're starting to relax. There's that deep breath that you can take, like the air is, and you feel the muscles in your shoulders relax, and you're kind of feeling loose, and this is feeling pretty good. And then all of a sudden there's a noise, and between one step and the next, you step into, you realize you're no longer walking down a road. Suddenly you are in a stone hallway. And
not again.
It's pretty dark in here, and you all stop, and in front of you is a dachshund, like the dog, the kind of dog, and it's holding up a paw, like, and it's saying, all right, guys, now this is the big one, and we've got to have a plan before we go in there. And it's looking away from you when it's saying this, and it looks over its shoulder, and it goes, oh, God, son of a... who are you? Ah, she did it again. Damn it. And he looks really frustrated, and his butt hits the ground, and he's looking up at the ceiling like, someone give me strength. And he looks really pissed. What do you guys do?
Am I still on a horse?
You are not.
Does he just fall to the ground?
No, he, between one step and the next, he's just walking along this hallway.
Oh, okay. Shame.
Agreed.
That's rude.
That's pretty good.
Yes, so I believe I mentioned this way back in the day, but I'm going to mention it again. I fully subscribe to awakened animals, namely dogs, being in my universe. It was introduced with a supplemental thingy called Dungeons and Doggies, and so you're pretty familiar with this. They're not super common, but you see them occasionally.
Oh my God, a dog is talking.
Not at all. It's just a dog that's talking, and like it's larger than a regular dachshund would be. That's the biggest indication that it's an awakened animal as opposed to a dog.
I mean, if Brandel was to start talking, we might have that reaction.
Right. Maybe. All right. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, just to explain that a little bit, this is not the oddest thing you've seen so far. He's wearing a red cape and a vest that seems to have little pouches all over it. He's got.
Do we get a read on what his pouches might be full of, or like kind of what his skill set might be?
No.
Okay. I don't recognize any of his tools or.
I don't think that's a thing. No, I mean you can roll like an insight. No, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Think of like if it has like a big fuck off greatsword, then obviously he might be a fighter type person or something.
Mm-hmm.
That is a nat 20 plus a number, 27.
Great.
That is the only time that will ever happen.
Yep.
I want to very quickly say hello to Emmett927, who is one of my very best friends, and I am super excited that she just started following me. So welcome to the stream, and thanks for doing that. I'm sorry, did Quentin just roll a nat 20?
Yes.
Mark
We're
the
not in
time.
combat.
Mark the time and day, folks.
Oh no! But we're not in combat, so.
Oh, that's true. So you're rolling a perception check on this doggo.
So 27 total.
So this particular dachshund has short fur that's mostly black. He's got a brown nose and brown feet. The cape is definitely a thing that you've seen before on sorcerers. Like this is definitely like an affection from certain schools of sorcery, and you assume that the pouches on his vest are components.
Got it.
Oh look, Angel Face, it's a little puppy. Why don't you go cuddle him?
The dog
neighborhood.
immediately snarls and is like, "Fuck you, buddy."
ignore him. He doesn't have very good manners. Is there something that you need some help with? Perhaps we could be of some assistance.
He sighs and he says, all right. Have you guys, and he comes a little closer, and he's looking sort of over his shoulder back the way he was facing when you guys popped in. Like he's sort of positioning himself so he can look back down the hallway towards the way he was facing first and keeping an eye on you. And he says, have any of you ever heard of the Mistress?
Oh,
Have
I've
we?
heard of all sorts of mistresses.
The dog sort of like looks up at the ceiling again like he's trying to roll his eyes, and he says, all right, so I've been down here for about a week. This is not a very nice dungeon. I was sent down here with my original my original I'm the only one left, and every now and then there's this weird popping noise, and then whatever group I was with disappears, and then a new one reappears, and you are the latest. So we've made it pretty much to the end, I think. We just need to get through this next big bad, and I think we'll be done. I think she'll let us out of this.
All right, good luck with that, mate.
And he looks at you and he's like, you're not gonna help?
Wait, help with what, mate?
Well, we can't just leave him down here.
Sure we can.
Who's
He looks like a very capable puppy dog.
And he's like, I am not a puppy dog, and if you do that one more time, I'm gonna light you on fire. And
You'll have to forgive.
you have been
You'll have
sent
to-
here by a fey godling to do her bidding. And I'm guessing she didn't explain what she wanted, so she sent us down here to get a shiny. And you can very clearly hear the quotes, and he sort of like shrugs his shoulders, like, I don't know what the shiny is. All I know is that we've got to keep going. And we killed a soldier yesterday that said that there's a real nasty thing down here. I'm assuming that's what's guarding. We've looked everywhere else.
Well, you didn't say there was a shiny involved. That's different.
You'll have to forgive Brandon. He hasn't been for walkies in a little bit.
You're also going to have to stop threatening him, or I'm afraid you and I aren't going to be very good friends.
He takes a very deep breath, and he says, and he sort of draws himself up, and he like shakes himself, and he like settles his cloak, and he says, my pardon, ma'am. I would like to express my apologies at my treatment of you. Please understand that I've been down here for a week. I'm really hungry. I have drank more health potions than I should. Every time I turn around, it's a new bunch of humanoids that I have to explain stuff to, so I'm out of a lot of patience. But you are right, that is impolite of me, and I just needed to take a deep breath, and thank you for pointing it out. Now, would you all please accompany me to the next chamber where we murder whatever's in there?
Well, before we go any further, we didn't get your name.
Ah, of course. My name is Nakari. You may call me Nak for short, and I don't want to hear any jokes.
What sort of jokes would we be telling?
He ignores you.
I think Brandon's got short covered, and I just start walking forward.
And he says, and you are?
Oh, sorry. I'm Quentin Zilth.
It is nice to meet you. And you? And he turns to each of you in turn.
Well, I'm Marthala, and this is Brannon. He's a man of the cloth. So if you have anything you want to confess from having been stuck down here so long, we can help with that too. Would you like some rations? I believe I have some.
And he holds up one paw and he says, thank you. I have something that sustains me. I'm in no need of rations, but I do appreciate that.
Oh, of course.
I might have a
case
bit
you
of
want
pocket
share.
bacon left over if you'd like something interesting to eat.
And he says,
It'd be a couple days old.
thank you, but no. Quentin, your dog is not here.
Oh,
Bullshit.
so there are 3 more of you. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Well, if Quentin's starting to walk forward, Druge will kind of start plodding along after him, and, I'm Druge. I tend to go with him.
He nods at you. And he looks at Brandel. And you, sir?
I'm Brandel. Knack, you said?
You may call me Knock for short.
Would you happen to know where we are?
He laughs and shakes his head and says, that's the $1 million question. I have no idea. I got popped into existence here just like the rest of you. My group happened to take a trip through the mistress's parlor, so I actually know what we're down here for. And it seems like every subsequent group that she sent down here after that has no idea. So, no.
Great.
So you've met this mistress.
He says, yes, I have met her.
What does she look like?
And he says, she's hard to describe. She seems to shift forms depending on what you're looking at. It feels like from what I've gathered, she seems to be fairly humanoid shaped, but she doesn't touch the ground. I'm sorry. It's very overwhelming to be in her presence. I can't say much more. She's very powerful. It's very overwhelming to be anywhere near her. And Marthala and Relic, just to remind you, you have encountered the mistress before. Do you all remember that?
Nope.
Cool. I'm a typey stuff at you. Give me 1 second.
Sorry.
No, it's completely fine. We've been playing for too long. Too long.
We got popped out and popped in, and we had vague recollections of a woman, but
I thought we forgot everything. Maybe I, as a human, forgot everything, so I'm assuming Marthala forgot everything.
And that's completely fine. Like that's absolutely a thing you can do. The way I'd storied it is that I've shared some stuff with you two players privately, but because you've popped in and out so often, like you guys, like the rest of the party knows that you have popped out of existence and then just popped back into existence and not really explained where you've been. Because you've done it so often, you guys are starting to remember things. And so this description, you're familiar with this description.
Okay. Oh. She sent us down here.
And he looks back and he
who
says,
you're talking about.
you know the mistress?
Well, Brannon, remember, like, when we would just not be around anymore? Like when we went down into the caves, and then we just suddenly weren't in the caves, and then we came back, and then there was that one time where we just disappeared, and then we popped into the inn. I mean, she's obviously made this kind of a habit.
I don't like her. I don't know who she is.
Well, that's not any different than normal, dear.
It's true. What
This whole
shiny
time,
that
Quentin's
she's after?
face palming.
He's face palming?
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Continue, Brandon.
What is this shiny we're after? Go ahead and tell us a little bit more about that, because that might be important. You know, that might jog my memory of this mistress here.
The Nock shrugs and says, I don't know. No one's been able to get a clear description. We basically popped into her parlor. I have vague memories of her telling us to, that she's gonna send us somewhere to get her a shiny because, I don't know, I think it's her birthday or something. And then we were here. Like, I have no idea. We've looked everywhere in this dungeon. We've killed everything. We've looked everywhere.
Probably just
I
get
don't
on with it.
I don't know. Do things like that have birth? I don't know. But this is the only place we haven't checked because everybody that we've murdered down here has warned us away from it. Apparently there's something awful in there, and you start hearing explosions from behind you, and he just keeps talking like nothing's happening, like that there are no explosions, and he's saying, and we've checked every other place, and I hope you guys know what you're doing, because I don't know what's in there, but we have to be prepared for the worst.
Do you get the feeling that he hears the explosion, he's just a cool guy, or does he not hear them?
It seems like it just doesn't, like he hears them, it's just like, yes, that again, and then
So he's
he
a cool
just keeps
guy,
talking.
he doesn't look at explosions. Got it.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Okay, so what are you guys doing?
So, are we just going to ignore the exploding? And he'll kind of point with the trunk back towards the sound of explosions.
And
Martella's covering her ears real hard.
Knock is like, oh, sorry, yes, there was a particularly amusing time. I'm assuming those are the explosives we left. There was a particularly amusing group of dwarves. Gosh, was it yesterday or the day before? Anyway, they just wanted to blow everything up, and I know they put explosives down in places I didn't catch them. I'm assuming explosions have been happening all day. I'm assuming it was something they set. Doesn't seem to be bringing the roof down, though, so I think we're okay.
Me not yet.
And the dwarves never went in this direction, and I point towards the direction he wants us to go.
No, we haven't been down here at all.
Great, let's go that way.
Okay.
I am generally in favor of moving away from things that are exploding.
Okay, you are moving in the direction of the big bad scary thing that he said. Just to be clear.
Not exploding.
Scary
Okay.
thing.
All right, let me do mappy stuff.
No, to the shiny thing. If we think about it that way, it seems less dangerous.
Well, I mean, we have to help him. We can't just leave him here.
Right, we're going to help him get the shiny thing.
That's not what our God would want.
It's exactly what he wants.
Which god is that? You keep saying the church and the work of the Lord, but which one? Is it Loth or Asmodeus or?
It's the only one that matters. It's the Pale Rider.
What other names would the Pale Rider be known by?
This is hardly the time for a theology discussion, mate. There's shiny things to get.
And also God's work to do. You keep forgetting that. I don't.
I'm
No.
just curious because it seems to be your fault that we're here, so I'm trying to gauge what you've gotten us into.
Well, our fault. That's a.
No,
you know.
Marthala, my apologies. Not your fault. Your fault. And I look at Brandon. Not like angrily, but just very much like.
So
How on earth is this my fault? It's a dog's fault if it's anyone's fault.
he turns back around and he says, "It is not my fault. I told you." And he stops and he whispers. He's like, "I told you I was brought here just like the rest of you were,
It
by
doesn't
the
matter
mistress."
whose fault it is.
Do I believe that he was brought here like the rest of us were?
Roll an insight check.
Ooh, you don't trust the dog?
How
I don't
dare
trust
you?
anything here.
How
Can't
Who do you
imagine
think I
why.
do? How can you not trust the dog?
13.
Yeah, he seems like he's frazzled. He seems like he's bluffing, like holding it together, like it's like he's bluffing through his fear. Like he seems really scared, and not of the mistress, but of where they are. Like he's seen some rough times. Like you can see places where it's clear his cloak has been torn and cut, and you can see wounds that have barely healed, which means he's drank one too many health potions and they're just not working the way they should. Like he's not healing up the way that you'd expect somebody who's had a health potion to heal up. And he's exhausted. Like he said he has rations, and so he's not skin and bones, but he's scared. And like the people that he builds trust with keep disappearing, and now it's you guys, and he's ready to snap. but you believe him.
Cool.
So you guys are walking into what was a stone hallway turns into rough carved, like as if the rock was just dug out here, and the floor turns into dirt. And there are little pockets of like stones about the size, like anywhere from like a fist to a head, like embedded in the dirt that seem kind of shiny, like a shiny quartz kind of color. There's
Are they actually fists and heads, or they're just about that size?
They're about
Can I
that
take a
size.
close look?
just the size of.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just using that as a size.
Totally fine. Just checking.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Yeah. So Nox stops about here, and he says, "Okay, I don't know what's in here. How do you guys want to do this?"
How is there light in the cave? Like, can we see just everything?
There seems to be some sort of like slime on the walls that's casting light, so
Ooh.
it's you can see stuff, but you're not. It's not like bright
incredibly
sunlight.
lit up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And have we had a short rest since our last combat? At all? Like in
I don't.
don't
Yeah.
think
So
really-
I'll.
I mean, I
anything's
don't know.
reset?
Oh yeah. So the where I was describing you guys like your shoulders relaxing and you're walking through the sun dappled
Yeah.
trees. I count that as a short rest.
Okay.
Okay. So should I?
Great.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and mark that on
That
your
does
sheets.
reset a couple of things for me.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant to say, and that counts as a short rest. And now I'm dumping you into a scary hallway. I forgot.
Totally fair. Otherwise, I would have suggested we take one before we go any further.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Great.
Can we heal on a short rest, or do I need
You
to-
can. You can spend hit die.
That's only 4 hit points.
Well,
Sure, why not?
did you roll your hit die? Because like when you take a short rest.
I mean, I'm only 4 down.
Oh, I see
But
what you're saying. Never mind.
I'll use the hit
Misunderstood.
dice, sure.
Do it, you won't.
I don't think I could be more clear that you're about to walk into a combat scenario.
Oh wait, I should totally use hit dice. I forgot.
We're to walk in on a
actually got
Tarask
hit.
that sounds like Julia Childs
Oh god.
cooking humans.
I don't know what either of those things are.
Julia Childs was a famous one of the first like TV
I'm
cooking
joking.
shows.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. It's like I know you know what a Tarask is.
do. I just spent all day looking at an old version of the Monster Manual from the 70s.
Oh, interesting.
Oh god, it was fun. You should see the drawings in those things. They're hysterical.
Yeah, the illustrations are fantastic.
Oh, they're so good.
Proportions mean nothing.
I'll send a shot of this from this book after the game. It'll be
Shot of what?
the thing you're about to fight.
The thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna
God.
Find the fuck out.
Yeah. All right,
So
you
we're
guys
gonna
ready?
find a thing from the 70s.
Yes. Which does narrow it down because yeah. All right, you guys ready to walk in there?
Yeah.
Let's do the thing.
All right.
I'm just gonna go through my component pouch, make sure I have everything, and then walk.
Okay.
I think
Who's
Druge will kind of shoulder his way to the front.
okay?
And do you have your test swords on?
Yeah, those are.
I'll bring up.
Those
the
never
rear.
came off.
Relic's
Okay.
bringing up the rear. Got it. Heard
Marthala
heard
won't
that.
let Druge push his way in front of her.
Uh-huh. Okay, so Druge is taking point. Does he have any flanks?
I mean, I don't think Marthella's letting me get in front of her. So.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you let him get in front of you.
No, I'm not allowing that to happen.
I understand. My apologies. Is it safe to say that you guys are sort of side by side?
Sure.
She's
we'll
half
allow
a step.
I
that.
mean-
She's half a step in front.
The hallway is opening up into a much larger cave area, and so you could have walked 3 abroad down that hallway, and so it's opening up, so it's just
Yeah, but then someone could hurt my friend. Which
That's
I'm
true.
not about that life.
I don't recommend that you hold his trunk right now.
I'm not gonna try right now. I have to hold my hands on my sword.
Nock is sort of, he's not bringing up the rear, but he's kind of at the middle of the pack. Brandel and Harlech, where you at?
I'll be close to the dog because he has fur like me.
I like the reasoning. Yeah.
Holy shit, that was good.
That reasoning is super sound, and
Somebody
I am
write
here
that
for
down
it.
for RP
All right, yeah.
And mage armor, because we're walking into a fight.
And it's major armor on you specifically?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quentin
Anyone
will
else
be-
not wearing armor?
I'm not.
Druge technically isn't, but he's also probably fine.
You're not wearing armor?
No?
He's
He's
naked.
a barbarian.
Huh.
Oh no, I got leather armor.
He's wearing
What-
his
what
muscle
has-
armor.
What has stumped you about that?
Just didn't realize that. I kind of assumed.
Big beefy elephant man. He don't need no armor.
Elephant
armor
skin
is
is thick,
muscle.
okay?
Strong, independent elephant man who
Don't need no
armor.
man? Yeah.
He's
yeah.
he's thick
Don't
with
need no
7
armor.
C's.
You know
what?
it.
What? Okay. All right.
We've
So
traveled together a long time. Don't worry about it.
that's your rough order. Do you have a plan of like?
I was gonna say, Quentin's just behind the frontliners.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe. I just assumed you were standing behind Druge and didn't ask. My
That's
apologies.
a safe assumption. That's
So
a
like
pretty safe
right about there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
perfect.
Brandon, I've got you just inside the player view box. Does that seem about right?
Is that the safest?
That's about as like you can stay out in the hallway if you want.
With the explosions.
No, I'll go in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're pretty far back. Do you want to be like up against everybody, but in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys are ready to go. What do you do? Are you just sneaking? Are you gonna try and sneak in here, or and get the lay of the land?
Let's
Yeah.
try and be
go ahead.
as quiet as we can, I guess.
Scooby Doo it.
Yeah, Marthala, would you mind giving Druge a hand watching my back and I see if I can find anything out up here?
Oh, you're gonna scout.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you're very sneaky.
I try.
All right, tell me what this looks like and roll a sneak. Stealth.
Like
roll a
me
stealth.
Putting a finger
Roll
in
a-
the
Roll a
water.
sneak.
Roll a
I'm gonna
sneak
roll.
sneak.
I'm gonna roll my
No step
Aqua
on
Cat's
Steve.
Eye 80s dice.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Because they almost look like stealth dice.
I now have enough
Yeah.
master vaults that I can have collections, and so I have my glass collection, my metal collection, and my dark collection, and then my weirdos. And I'm
Oh.
very proud of myself. This evening, your GM is using her glass collection of level up dice.
Why
and
don't you show them to the camera, man?
Because some of them I can't show to the camera. Here, I'll show you.
Oh, they're super
I'll
secret
show you
classified dice.
the 3 that
You
I
say
can.
that like it's a joke.
I've
I
got
think you're joking, but
I've got this one, which is my favorite
Oh, yeah.
that I can show you, and I've got this one, which I do not remember the names of these. I probably should. This is my
Ionized clear court.
This one's very pretty.
The Sylvan ionized clear.
This one's something about royal. It's hard to show
It's
because of the
crown
light.
crystal
yeah.
with purple.
Crown crystal.
That's, it
That's
looks
where you
terrible.
think
I'm
of the
sorry.
royal.
I'll take pretty pictures later. These are the D20s that I'll be using this evening.
Oh, we also forgot to put that light back in there. Whoops.
We did. We're not good at this. It's okay. We'll get better. If we get more followers, we'll get better. Did that work? No. We're almost at 40. That's almost enough. Sorry for the side trip down Dice Lane. You started it, Quentin. What did you roll?
I rolled a 16.
Okay. And are you hugging a wall? What does this look like?
Yeah, I think I'd probably hug that right wall. Just because that would put me in a better position. I probably wouldn't go any further than where you've got me.
Okay.
Just a better position to try and see in both directions.
Okay. So what you're
And I was just gonna say, I'm kind of looking at the environment to see what types of creatures might live here, if there's any, like, either tracks or, like, not that I would know exactly what it is necessarily, but, like, foxes and badgers dig holes. You can kind of tell they're like a low creature, that sort of thing, based on what the environment's been shaped to.
Yep. Oh, thank you for following me, Tyler. Oh, we've hit 40. Just 5 more, and then we can start the drawing. Go tell all your friends to come watch this, or at least follow me. So what you're seeing is the dirt floor that I described. It doesn't seem to be disturbed. There does seem to be slime along the walls that has that faint glowing aspect. In the top right-hand corner of the screen that you can see is looks like where the same rock that's on the wall is like buckled up through the dirt. At its highest point, it's maybe 2 feet high. It's not a mountain or anything, but it would be difficult. It should be considered difficult terrain.
Okay, so it's like a bump, like a plateau in the middle of the room,
It's not flat. It's like a bunch of rough.
Right. Not like a tabletop, but it's okay.
Did you? I was about to make an LL Bean reference. How else can I do this?
Can't
nope,
reference
I
that.
can't think of that. I mean, anybody know what LL Bean is?
LL Bean. Yes.
Damn it. Whatever. It's like a bunch of. It's like one of those. It's like a giant rock that they stick in a park for kids to clamber over. If that's a thing. Is that a thing? I don't know. It was a thing. It was a thing
There's
where
literally
I come
one in the
from.
park by our house.
It's a thing where I come from.
There, but
Which is Maine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what you're seeing. And the cavern goes on for a while, and the ceiling's pretty high. It's shadowed, but you can see it.
Would I be able to do any sort of nature check to see if there's anything I could help us prepare for? Like, does it look like a type of environment where something might be on the ceiling? Or
Yeah, roll me a nature check.
Okay. That is a. You're just the nature guy. That's a 15.
A 15. The slime on the walls probably comes from a creature. The rock in here doesn't seem to be the kind of rock that like produces it on its own, and it's not damp enough in here to really make slime. So yeah, that's the conclusion you'll draw from that.
Okay, and that rock in the middle of the room isn't the creature.
No, not that you are
Not that I
aware
can
of.
tell.
Shoot it.
Okay.
Yes, shoot it. Sorry, Tyler.
So hate that. I'll make my way back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go too far out. And on the way back, am I passing any of this slime close enough I can get a closer look at that?
Yeah, I mean it's not too like it's all over the walls. Like you can see it.
Okay, so it starts closer to the entryway. I wouldn't have to go like way out. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Can I? Oh, this is not gonna. Can I touch it with a glove on and just see if it seems to be acidic or anything like that, or sticky?
Taste it.
Maybe just take like a
Yeah.
piece of cloth.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. Yeah.
Okay. Something I don't mind losing.
Touch it with a piece of bacon.
What do I find out?
It is sticky.
It is sticky, and it as you're looking at it, it seems to be fairly corrosive.
What's it taste like?
Come here, I'll toss you in some. Find out. I don't yell that.
You
I'll make
think
my way
it as
back.
hard as possible.
I do. I super do. I'll make my way back to the group and kind of report my findings.
Okay.
That stone can be traversed over if we need to make a retreat or a flank or something like that. That the slime is corrosive and sticky, so don't touch it or get hit by whatever makes it, because you're probably going to be stuck in it and melting.
As an aside,
Mhm.
is Quentin still green, and is the green glowy?
I was going to ask that.
Quentin is still green, and
God
are
damn
you
it.
asking if if Quentin's green is glowy or if the
Yeah, if Quentin is glowing in the same fashion as the stuff on the wall.
He's not. It's so the reason Quentin for those following along, the reason Quentin is green is because he triggered a trap in another dungeon. Word man.
Poof poof.
He triggered a trap in another dungeon that immediately coated him in this like green, like powder, and it clung to every piece of him. And so he and another player that isn't present tonight are this bright green, much like the birthday followers bar at the top corner that you can see is 40 out of 45.
Wow.
Thanks,
Nicely done.
Seneva.
That's a pretty good plug.
Yeah, so I've been green for weeks now, or a week and a half, I suppose.
It's been like
1 week since I turned to green.
I think it's been like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, I believe you.
We'll call it 3 weeks.
Okay.
Thank you for the birthday, friends, or the happy birthdays, friends. Who is this
All right,
person?
so I make my way back. And I
Oh,
report back.
Emery. Thanks, Emery.
Oh, hey, Emery.
Okay, so you report back.
Yep.
All right. What do you guys think?
I'm just gonna walk into the room since we didn't really learn anything.
Are you gonna try and stealth it all?
Nope. Just gonna walk. I got my sword out, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, let me turn that grid on. Oh, that means I have to be in scenario mode. Ugh. Hold on, let me turn on the grid. Wait, I feel like I can do it in cartographer mode. No! Give me... Did that give you a grid?
Is it a different
We
grid?
already had one.
Yeah.
We already had a grid.
No,
Oh.
but there's letters across the top. They're gray on gray though.
That's
Oh.
hard to see.
Oh, yeah. They are there.
okay, where do you move? The up, left, right?
Druge follows right behind her. Just
Okay.
But just sort of like right out in the middle there. Yeah, that's perfect.
And
Okay.
Quentin will slink along the wall, kind of keeping pace.
Left wall? Like around here?
Yeah, I'll take a different route just to see if I see anything different.
Nock's gonna follow you. Harlock, Brandel, Relic, what are you doing?
I'm gonna follow
Probably follow, but paying mostly attention to the wall.
Randall.
Okay. And Brandel's staying close to Nock, right? Yes, I can see your web captions, so I see you say yes.
Yeah,
Great.
sorry.
You're good.
Yeah. I'm good.
Great. Okay, cool. What do you guys do next?
Can I take a look at one of these crystal stones that's
Yes.
on the ground?
Yeah, it's like buried in the dirt. You could probably dig up. Oh, hi, Wandering Shrink. Thank you. You could probably dig up the piece, but as you if you start digging in the dirt, like it's hard packed dirt, and the crystals are this kind of like milky teal color, and they're like a chalky kind of quartz.
Do they appear to have any value? Like a gemstone style, or do they look like a rock?
No, they look like a rock.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. How far out does Marthala and Druge get? You guys head to about the middle of the cavern.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna zoom out real quick so you guys can see what you're doing, and then I'll zoom back in. So this is kind of what you're dealing with here, as far as space goes. Okay. So this is you about the middle.
How would you describe the layout of that?
The way I would describe the layout is it's roughly circular. There's an outcropping, very similar to the one that I described to Quentin earlier in the top, like left-hand corner of the circle, if circles had corners, and the, but oh, am I being rated? I would love to be rated. Yeah, you should raid me. And then the outcropping that Quentin saw is like more to the right side, but the outcropping near the top is merged with the wall, whereas the outcropping that Quentin saw, you could walk all the way around. And then there's like a bump of wall in the bottom left-hand corner. All right, sound good?
Yeah.
Is there, looking around
Uh-huh.
now that I'm in the center of the room, is there anything doing a full 360-degree turn that looks out of place?
Roll me a perception check.
I think Drew's will kind of be helping with that.
Sure.
Oh, I was just about to describe that as a turn on the catwalk, and now I'm
Everybody,
two of them.
everybody, roll me a perception check.
Oh, where's
That's
Adrian's
a
name?
flat 10.
Okay.
Well, I rolled a 7. Is that a nat 20 because it's your favorite number in your birthday stream? It's
Oh, I
14
did that
total.
yesterday, didn't I? I was
did.
thinking about doing that all week. I'll let you.
Oh, I wasn't-
I'll let you
I
roll
was-
with advantage if anybody rolls a 7 today.
Okay. That's a 14 total. 7 plus 7.
14.
Great.
Four.
10. Anybody higher than a 15?
Drew's has 15.
That's good. Brandel?
18.
Harlech? Great. Brandel, what do you got?
I was still muted. I have a 9.
You have a 9. Okay. Let's see here. Harlech, you were the first one to notice sort of a glow happening about 3/4 of the way up the wall, all the way across the room. Druge, you are the first one to notice as a 9-foot tall column of goo drops to the floor.
No.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Yes. Please roll for initiative.
I don't want to.
You have to, though.
I am very all of a sudden happy that my puppy is not here though.
17.
My
That
dice
is-
hate me.
Mine do, too.
Oh, that's 20.
Oh, I gotta roll
Oh,
for
that is
knock,
not
too.
good.
Yeah. That is also a dirty 20.
All right, give me 1 second to write stuff down. So I have to look at an NPC sheet. Oh god, he did not roll well. Knock is not going to
probably
be very
better.
useful, guys.
I'm afraid. Oh, I thought you meant the goo, and I was afraid to ask how we knew the goo was a boy.
Lifted up its skirt.
I don't know what that guy is. Except all kinds of fun.
An amorphous blob that will probably split to multiple parts.
We're fighting.
All right, Quentin, what do you got?
20.
Druge?
Don't go through
3.
Oof.
Druge. Marthala?
Yeah.
10.
Relic.
13.
Brandel?
20.
Do you or
think-
Quentin have a higher dex?
I think Quentin does. I have 14.
Mine is 18.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely it is.
Oh gosh, so many of my favorite people are in this stream. I'm getting nervous.
They've all played games with you before. It's
I
fine.
know. Actually, I think most of them have been doggos, except Son of a
It's
Wandering
okay.
Shrink.
Just kill us
So.
with goo.
All right, I will.
Gee, thanks, Wordman.
Sorry, which one of you has a higher dex?
Quentin.
Couldn't, yeah.
Yeah, I should have assumed that. Get's not playing with us tonight. Harlech, what do you got? 17? 17. Great. All right, let me do my arrangey thing, please. Anne-Marie, thanks for bringing people over to the stream. I appreciate that. How did your stream go, Anne-Marie? It's fun because I don't have to look up forever because of the delay. Oh, and Sarah's here too. This is a party. Woo! Have you all followed me? All of you should follow me. I'm fun, I swear.
If we get to 45 followers, we'll do a giveaway.
Yeah, we're doing a giveaway tonight. If we get to 45 followers, I'm going to give away a Wormwood gift certificate.
You
And
cut out.
I'm going to give away a Wormwood gift certificate if we get to 45 followers, so tell all your friends. Okay, I have officially completed the initiative. Quentin, you're up first. Tell me
Hell
what you're
yeah.
doing. Oh, hang on, let me describe this thing. I wrote it
Okay.
down and everything. He's a nine. It is a 9-foot tall cone of shimmering green slime, very similar to the green slime you see on the walls around you. It is covered in wide staring eyes that look in all directions.
No. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, and now it's your turn.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Jeez. Seems like a bad idea to be a melee character in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, I can't imagine why.
Oh, jeez. Well, first thing he's gonna do is Quentin's going to. How do I want to describe this? I'm gonna use Hunter's Mark.
Sure.
But obviously, I'm putting it on the green goo.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bonus action. So.
What else would you put it on?
I mean.
She said.
The dog. On the dog.
Don't be mean to Knock. I really like Knock.
Is that within range? What's the range on Hunter's Mark?
I don't know.
90 feet?
You do the math. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. We'll call that within range.
Okay. I like the 800 number it put in your captions. That's great. All right, so that's my bonus action.
Wow,
and...
I really did put an 800 number in my captions. That's really funny. I wonder, someone call that and see what happens.
And I think he's going to pull out his longbow, which is definitely something he has.
Mm-hmm.
And...
I know, I looked at all of your character sheets today.
Oh, good. That's always a good sign.
Good. Yes.
Which means, I had my shield equipped. Can I take that off and shoot my bow in the same turn?
I don't know. Tech, can he?
I mean, technically no. Like, you can argue that you can use their item interaction to just drop it on the ground.
That's what I was thinking.
Hang on, is this that shieldy thing you have in your arm?
Yeah.
I don't think that would get in the way of a longbow. No, I don't think that would get in the way of a longbow. For this evening's session, I will say it doesn't get in the way of the longbow until I can consult with my local rules scholar, Tech Soup, who's playing Druge this evening, which is why I asked him. Internet, while I love you, when I say I don't know, can you? I'm asking Druge, specifically the player that's playing Druge, Tech Soup, because he and I have an agreement that when I don't know the answer to something, he will answer it for me because he's very nice about it.
And he knows things.
Yes.
He doesn't lock explain.
Yes.
So that, yeah, great. That's, as Quentin kind of notices, it doesn't get in the way of him operating his bow. He's really impressed and kind of says to himself, man, I'm going to have to kiss that blacksmith. And I'll take a shot at the goo with an arrow, which I imagine probably isn't going to do a lot of good.
You can try it.
Luth realizes it probably won't do much good. Quentin might have a sinking feeling in his stomach as he rolls a 9.
You rolled a 9?
Yep.
I don't even think I have to look.
Total.
No, that doesn't hit.
Yep.
No.
It was a 3 plus 6.
No, it doesn't hit. Is that all you're doing?
And I think what I'll do is I'll take some more movement and go 3 squares up and 1 to the left, kind of like hugging the wall, but just to spread out just a little bit.
3 squares up. 1, 2, 3. And over here? Does that look good?
Yeah. Yep, perfect.
Cool. Do you want me to stay this zoomed out, or you guys want me to zoom in a little?
No,
I
this
think
is
that's
good.
good for
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up is Brandel. What you doing, Brandel?
I want to be about 10 feet from the wall.
Does that look good?
Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, I just don't want to touch the wall. And I'll just go, goo, and I'll try to cast Eldritch Blast on it, I guess.
Sure, that sounds right.
That is a 16 plus 6, so math.
That hits. Roll damage.
I need my D8, I think. No,
Remind
D10.
me what the what your
D10,
Eldritch
yeah.
Blast looks like.
It is, I think I said it was green or something.
Is it seafoam green?
Mm.
Are we going with the beach furbog?
I don't.
We're gonna
I
keep
have no
rolling with
idea.
that.
Sure.
All right, then
You don't
it's
have to, but I
seafoam.
love it.
Maybe the Eldritch
seafoam
Blasts
green.
crash through the room like
Oh my god, yes.
a wave.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good. That sounds
Itty
really
bitty
good.
tiny
Yeah.
horses on the foam in the front of it.
Is the 0 the 10? Because I rolled a 0.
0 is usually the 10.
Yes,
that's
the
the
0
10.
is a 10.
Okay.
Oh, so you did max damage. That's excellent. This
God,
was
I wasn't
Eldritch.
standing in front of you.
This was Eldritch Blast specifically, right?
Yes.
Good to
One single
know.
Eldritch Blast.
What did you roll
And
to hit, you
what
said?
kind of?
16 plus 6.
That's a force
Jeez.
spell, right?
Yeah, it's force
Yeah,
damage.
of course.
Got it.
10 force damage.
Cool. You as it hits, it seems to like hiss off the like. It doesn't have a shoulder, but if it did, it's like that area.
Does
So-
it look like it did some damage?
It does. It like
Okay.
a pocket of goop has disappeared. We're at our halfway mark, so I'm actually going to take a break because I want Luth to bring me a light. But I'm
Oh,
not
yeah, do
gonna
that.
I'm not gonna leave the stream or put up the away thing. So you should all mute your microphones for real if you don't want people listening in
Okay.
to your
Read your
microphone.
captions.
And mute your captions as well. But I thought I would spend this, what do you want, 5-10 minute break? 10-minute break? We'll do a 10-minute break. Answering questions and stuff from stream. So I recently got asked a question about what dice I'm using. And so I have 4 Master Vaults because I'm a giant dork. I am able to split them up into different collections. So I have my glass collection, which is not technically all glass. There is a quartz set in there. I have my metal collection, which is not technically all aluminium. It has a hematite set in there. And I have a collection of my dark collection, which has two purple cat's eye and 2 sandstone. Blue sandstone, I think. Yeah, so there's 2 blue sandstone sets and a purple cat's eye set in my dark vault. What I've also done is put all of my favorite D20s into an Elderwood Academy vault. So this is what holds all of my favorite D20s, which is super fun. But tonight I'm using my crystal vault. So I'm using, oh, that's terrible. I hate it.
Sorry.
Oh, that's not too bad. I have this on though. That's probably affecting it.
Hold on. I need to get a pair of scissors. I'll be right back.
Let me do this. So I've got, I'm gonna try the makeup effect. And I'm gonna do a bad job of it. Maybe if I go this way. You guys see that? See, it's all shiny. Yep, and then I've got the quartz dye. Ionized quartz. Sylvan. And then I've got the... Just tried to get this better lighting on this. Ugh. I'm so bad at this. These are glass royal. I'm trying to do the showy hands, Sarah, but I can't do it. Does this work? They're clear glass with purple numbers on them. They're really pretty.
Crown crystal. That's what those are.
Where are my stainless steel whiskey dice? Those are in the freezer so that I can have, I actually use them as whiskey stones. I should probably just start using them as real dice, but I just feel so cool when I'm a GM if I've got a steel, stainless steel D20 in my glass, which is super fun.
Only a little bit terrifying.
Oh, I got the idea from Hearthsinger and Diana from Level Up. Dice, Anne from Hertzinger, and Diana from Level Up Dice, actually. Wandering Shrink, so I cheated horribly. I think Sarah also gave me some advice on that too. Basically, I'm terrible. I moved my camera specifically so that I could show off dice. Yeah, that's why I moved the camera. Not for any other reason. Just for that. Which is very silly. She's doing a behind-the-scenes stream, and it was comical. Yeah, it's really hard to do. The only person I know that can do it, like, super crazy well is, Hertzinger. She's really good at it. And yeah, I guess you have to cover like the whole camera, which means like here, but then it's too close to focus.
Just get bigger hands.
You're not helping. Yeah, that helps.
Better?
Yeah, that helps quite a bit. Actually, that helps me show off the dice too. Yeah. I don't know how to hold. There. How's that? Do you see that? Oh no, my screen lit up. Bad screen. Okay. What do you guys think? Good dice? Oh, speaking of dice, you can pick out your own beautiful dice by going to Level Up Dice's website, which you can do using the link underneath the video you're watching right now. There's a big ol' picture of Diceomancer, which I am a Diceomancer. Thank you very much. And I would love it if you go look at that website right now, and you should definitely buy dice because they're fancy and fun. I really think of these as shiny math rocks, and I definitely think of them as the rocks I used to collect as a kid. You know, like you'd always pick up like really shiny rocks on the side of the, you know, the road, or like when you're out playing in the dirt in the forest, or I lived in a beach house for a while, and like we collected like sea glass and stuff and jars and things, and so no one in my family was surprised when I started collecting luxury dice, I'll tell you that. Any questions for me before we get back into the stream? I am using Arkenforge for my maps today. The cave is part of an expansion in Arkenpack. They have like map packs, and this one was a Loresmith pack, and I absolutely just plopped that in there and did a thumbs up and thought it looked good. I really like Arkenforge, but the UI is a little wonky. But if you can push through, I do like the way it works. Yeah. Then what I do there is I pull it into Streamlabs OBS, which is what I'm using to get this overlay, which not Luthera or Quentin, my husband, put together for me because he loves me very much. The captions are coming from Web Captioner. Webcaptioner.
It's just .com.
Yeah, webcaptioner.com. And so I know they're not exact, and I know that occasionally they do very funny things and say funny things, and I apologize sometimes, but not always. My thought process behind this is that everything should be captioned, and it should be easy to caption. You should be able to push a button and have captions appear. But making captions appear can be kind of difficult tech-wise, because you have to take that audio and match it against like a machine learning algorithms and blah, 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 blah. And wouldn't it be nice if we could all share that data? But sharing that data means sharing all of that audio and all of that text and all of that machine learning, and that can get kind of tricky when it comes to privacy or security. So like, I get why the problem is hard, but I would like someone to fix it, please. So Web Captioner is the best we got right now. Lots of streamers use it, and so we're using it because it is better than nothing. But for any deaf or hard of hearing or attention ADHD kids out there that need the captions and are you're not getting exactly what we're saying, I apologize for that. I'm working on a way of doing some kind of transcripts that doesn't take a million hours.
We got anybody back yet?
And then we use Discord for comms. Great.
Sorry.
that's good. We use Discord for comms, and I actually project the overlay that you guys are seeing into a window that I can then stream to Discord, which means they don't have to look at the screen through Twitch to get that delay. So that's all the tech I think I'm using. Software tech I think I'm using. And I'm willing to answer any questions that you guys might have about that. Okay, I've got Harlech back, and I've got, looks like Druge is back, Quentin's
We're
back,
I'm
Marcella and
back.
Relic are back, and the
I need to
Beach
turn on my
Furbolg is back.
graphics.
Yes, that would
Yeah.
be good.
What's up?
Great, yes, good. Okay. Alright. Ready to roll?
Yep.
Do the
Harlech,
thing.
you guys are fighting a giant green column of goo.
With eyeballs.
Tyler mentioned earlier that it was nice that it wasn't a cube or just a blob, but that it was still terrifying, and I agree. I really liked this description. I looked on the internet. Harlech, what are you doing to it?
All right, we're gonna try this a second time.
Mhm.
We're gonna go over 4, up 2, and I'm gonna cast Enlarge on Druge.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Here
wait,
we go
hang on.
again.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you're gonna go to here?
Yeah, that works. Close enough.
All right, you cast Enlarge on Druge, which does, go ahead and tell us what that does.
Druge doubles in size, goes from a medium to a large creature. He has advantage on strength checks and strength saves. And he has a 1d4 to his damage.
Perfect. Druge, can you remember all of that?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Great. Okay, so it's the goo's turn next. It's going to move forward, and the way that it moves is... Oh, I just had a really gross description for this that I'm not going to use because it's gross. Oh wow, I can't think of a way this moves. It sort of undulates, and it doesn't have feet, so it's like rolling across the ground at you. It's very uncomfortable when it moves. And Marthala, it's gonna come to about here.
Okay.
Being a large creature now, which
Mhm.
4 squares do I occupy?
Oh, that's right. I meant to make you bigger. How about that?
I just double checked. It's doubled in all dimensions and 8 times the weight.
8 times the weight.
Yep.
So
Inverse square law.
you're
bitches.
probably about the same size as this thing now.
If
Awesome.
I doubled in size, I'm bigger. I'm 16 tall now.
Got it.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
Let them fight.
Bring any beach popcorn?
So it's gonna move up to here and rolls
Fighting
a
Blob Godzilla.
rolls a nat 20. Martha.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh wait! 1 second. I don't know if I can use lucky on someone else. I don't think I can. Never mind.
Okay. So you're gonna take.
I think you can make the enemy re-roll it.
If it's against you, not against.
Oh, I see.
someone else.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
Okay. Ignore
Can
me.
this thing hear me?
You,
Oh,
you haven't
yes.
you haven't tested this, but
Sounds like a good
something
time to
you
try
can
it.
try.
Yeah, I'd like to throw some cutting words its direction.
Okay.
Yes.
Remind me what that does.
Oh.
Good stuff.
When it makes an attack, ability check, or damage roll, you can expend 1 bardic inspiration and subtract that number from the creature's roll.
Yeah. Oh,
do
from
it.
its.
After the roll, but before knowing the result.
Is this the damage roll?
No, the attack.
The attack roll, but
Yeah, the
before
attack.
knowing the result.
Yeah.
You-
So we don't know if it hits yet. I assume a nat 20 hits, but I haven't heard Marthala say her AC.
That's true. Let me give you the total number then. The total number to hit is 34.
Oh my
Holy
fuck!
shit.
Well, wait,
How
time
much
out
do you
though.
have
Does
for
that hit your
exception
AC?
points?
With it being a nat 20,
Uh-huh.
in order to make it not crit, that would be kind of cool. Not
Yep.
gonna lie. Not
That's
to
still,
metagame
yeah, that's a
here,
very
but
good point.
Yes,
Still worth it.
I think it is definitely worth it to make sure it doesn't crit. Yeah.
Just one hit me right out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about its ugly ass mother and how it got green eyeballs and all that stuff all over it.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Subtract 5 from it.
Perfect. Okay. So that's only a 29 to hit. Maybe. If I did my math
You know
right.
what? That's just barely gonna hit.
Okay.
Dang.
You're gonna take 28 points of acid damage.
Oh my dear fuck.
All right. Well,
Oh,
I'm
what
glad
damage?
that it
Acid?
wasn't a
Oh, boy.
crit.
Yeah. And Relic, you hear this weird screeching noise in your head when you insult its mother. Like it's like sucking in a breath. Like it's like if you take a squelch noise and ratchet up the sound so it's like way too high pitched. Yeah, like a backwards scream. It's not a fun noise, but yeah, it can hear you.
Good.
As this thing just slams on Marthala, Druge is not okay with that and is going to use his reaction for a polearm master attack recklessly.
Okay, tell me what that looks like. Where are you?
So, like, this thing comes down on Marthala, and Druge, now being larger than it, just tries to, like, take the glaive off his back, and as part of that motion, just slice through what he assumes is the middle.
Okay, do it.
That is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Good.
For anyone on the internet that's looking stuff up, I always change stuff just to throw you guys off. So don't go thinking you know what I'm doing. So yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
I'll enlarges that, so another d4. 14 points of damage. Slashing, specifically.
Okay. So your glaive cuts through the middle, but it doesn't seem to it's not penetrating as deep as you would expect. And when you cut it like there's clearly a slice in it, but there isn't anything coming out. Like it's not bleeding, it seems like. It's almost like cutting through jello, but not. Like it's more fluid than that, but it's not bleeding, really. If that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, you good?
For the reaction, yeah.
Relic, you're up.
All right then. I get to use a fancy spell that I have not used yet. So just to be clear, with mapping here, it's right up on Marthala.
It is about 5 feet away from Marthala.
And Druge, it's got reach so he can hit it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use Dissonant Whispers,
Great.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah.
and I'm gonna cast it for a second level.
Aha,
Ooh,
okay.
Spicy.
So I'm gonna start just whispering things under my breath. Nobody can quite hear what it sounds, but it makes everybody kind of feel on edge because it's like a out of tune lute, just raking across the nerves.
Yeah.
And it must make a wisdom saving throw.
So like any night that Relic is in front of the fire.
Exactly, my
What's the DC for that?
14.
It fails. Tell me what happens.
All
Oh,
right.
boy.
Yes.
First off, it takes a little bit of psychic damage,
Mm-hmm.
and that is going to be 14 psychic damage.
Excellent.
And it must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed away allows away from me.
Okay, so it's gonna move straight back this way.
Yep.
Okay.
The unique thing about this spell is that it invites what are those
Attacks of
things?
opportunities. Yeah.
Yes. Attacks of opportunity.
So,
from anybody that's
so
there.
before it can move out of range, Druge can hit it.
I can't. I used my reaction already.
I
but
can.
Marthala can.
Martha's like, you bet I can.
What's your range on that longsword?
5 feet. It just hit me, so
Perfect.
it has to be right there.
It has a longer reach than 5 feet, but it is about 5 feet away. So if you've got a 5-foot weapon, then yeah, you can hit it. And
Yeah.
Sarah, that is justice. Yes.
Oh, hi.
Roll to hit.
I'm gonna spend my RP point
Ooh,
to
good
more than
remembering.
double it at the very least. But
Great.
I still don't think. Does a
Bless
16
you.
hit?
Yes, it does hit.
Yes.
Roll damage.
That's 15 damage. 15 slashing.
And this is your longsword, right?
Yeah.
So, you get a good slash across it, near, like in this, you get it in the same spot that Druge does. And the cut goes a little bit deeper, but again, it's not bleeding. It just seems to be like oozing around the cut area. This is as it's lunging backwards, like the column is like throwing itself backwards. And, Relic, you hear that like backwards scream again in your head, and it almost seems to be echoing, if that makes sense. And it actually moves up the wall. It moves about halfway up the wall, so now it's like sticking out from the wall.
Okay. And I apologize. I cast it on
Bless
the
you.
second level, but I only rolled 3d6.
Oh yeah, roll me whatever you need to roll.
That is another 6.
Perfect.
And then I would like to use my bonus action to sling a little bardic inspiration to Marthala. Boy, Angel Face, get out of its way, but, earn it.
I'll try.
And what does she get to roll with because you've inspired her?
D6.
Perfect. Okay. So Marthala, you used your reaction to swipe at it, but now it is actually your turn. So what would you like to do?
Cool. And now it's far away from me.
It is.
So, I'm gonna use my bonus action
Mhm.
to oh no, it was just here. It was just here. I'm gonna second wind, so I'm gonna just sort of push myself forward a little bit, and gain some hit points back, because that didn't feel great.
Yeah.
And of course I rolled a 1, so that's gonna be a whopping 4.
Stood too close to me.
Sorry.
Anyway, so that's my bonus action, and then I'll step forward about 10 feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw my hand axes at it. I'm actually gonna
Great.
go ahead and blow my action surge to throw both of them.
Ah, that's right. Action surge. Excellent.
Yeah. Okay, so first hand axe
Mhm.
is another 16.
Perfect. That hits. Can we
Okay.
resolve the damage on that one? Oh, sorry. I already heard you roll again. Go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. I'll just leave it and do the damage.
Okay.
1d6 plus 4.
Does that mean you're using a dice tray so that they can all just stay there?
Yeah.
Almost like a wormwood dice tray?
Oh my gosh, yeah, just like a Wormwood dice tray.
If we get up to 45 followers, I can give a gift card away for.
Okay, so the first one was 10 damage.
Perfect.
And remind me, what all am I allowed to spend Bardic Inspiration on, Justice? Can I add it to a damage roll, or does it have to be a...
Ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Okay, cool. Cool. Alright, well, the second one definitely hits. It's a 22.
Perfect. Yeah, that super hits. Oh, and it was a dirty 22, right?
Yeah.
Great. Roll
Yeah.
damage.
Oh, that one wasn't as much, though.
Every
That
little bit helps.
Is another 6 points damage.
Great.
The first one.
10.
10.
All right. Knock is up next. Knock has a character sheet, I swear. Let's see here. Knock is going to actually stay right where he is. But he's gonna... You know how sometimes when small dogs bark, like they sort of hop forward on their feet because they're barking so hard?
Yes, it's very cute.
Yes, it's adorable. He's gonna do that, and out of his mouth, like a little speck appears, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it is. It's like an icy blue color, and it actually like leaves ice crystals in the air as it's getting bigger and bigger, and it slams into the column of goo, like up on the wall, like near the base where it's attached to the wall, and it takes a bunch of damage. Okay. And it actually falls back down to the ground. So it's still up against the wall, but it's almost like the stickiness got frozen off for a second, and it drops to the wall. And you didn't hear a bark, even though it looked like he was barking. And I think that's all he can do. Yeah, that's all he's got on him for now. Yeah. All right. It is Drew's turn. Finally.
Finally. All right.
Nope. I forgot to start the recording. Oops.
Whoops. So, still pretty annoyed that this thing has slapped around Marthala as hard as it has. He'll
That's your friend.
Yeah. Head goes down and he starts charging forward a full
Yikes,
30
yikes.
feet to it. And as he does, he would like to rage.
Mm-hmm.
And,
that you're bracing.
Well, I'm just
and as he-
imagining, like, sorry, continue.
Yeah, you're fine. As he does, usually all the rooms light up at the same time, but this time they kind of light up starting from near his face and go all the way down to the tip in order. And he trumpets at it as he charges, and this beam of white light shoots out of his trunk, and it needs to make a dex saving throw.
Of course it does.
Holy fuck.
Uh,
I'm just gonna write "what the fuck" as your action.
It's a bonus action.
Oh my god.
what's he have to save against?
Constitution saving throw against 12.
Oh, I thought you said wisdom. It does not change my
sorry.
roll. Yeah, against 12, he fails. Tell me what that does.
It does 2d8 radiant damage, and it's blinded until the start of my next turn.
All those
Radiant
eyes.
damage. Roll me the...
They're all closed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all blinking. Like, they can't blink, so the ooze is, like, blinking for it. See, like, they don't have eyelids, right?
No, I don't like that. Mm-mm.
So 5 points of radiant damage, and it is now blinded.
By the light.
By the
Charging
light.
your Charging your laser beams.
Yep. Okay, that was your bonus action. What's your action?
I don't know if I have enough movement to quite get at it with the tusk, so take another swing with the glaive.
Sounds good.
It's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna make it reckless.
What does that do?
I get advantage on all of my rolls, and everything attacking me gets advantage against me.
Okay. Right. Oh, that's right. I remember this. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, still a 19.
You're just gonna die.
So reckless.
Yeah,
That'll be fine, probably.
that hits. Roll me damage.
That is... Hang on, math.
Math is hard. I don't like
Numbers,
it.
numbers.
Business. Is this working?
Another 11 points of damage.
Great.
What was your radiant damage? Sorry.
It was 5. The radiant damage lanced straight through it, and opened up a hole that very, very slowly is closing back in on itself.
So it's holy damage, right?
You're fired. I literally made a magic item today that punishes anyone who uses puns.
Not
So
with this
you
game,
watch
surely.
it, or I'll give it to you.
Wait, Justice, you need to say that louder.
Is it called the Punisher?
You're fired. All of you are fired. You're not supposed to bug your GM. She can murder you.
She
Fortunately.
already tried. She threw
No,
ooze in.
I'm sorry. I feel really bad about it.
You should not. This is great.
I'll tell you why I picked this monster afterward.
No, I love it.
I picked
Yeah,
it
but
for a very specific reason.
Almost.
Okay, so Druge, is that your whole turn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is all of the things.
the glaive crosses through it at a different angle, and so now it's got two cuts like in an X, and where the center of it is, it's like gaping a little bit, and it's slowly closing back in. Butts. Okay, so we're back up to the top of the round, which means Quentin, it is your turn.
Yes. So when they've hit it, have I seen like anything splorch out and damage them at all?
No.
Okay.
You did see when Marthala took damage, it basically threw a bunch of green goo at her.
But when she attacked, it wasn't like an immediate like she didn't poke it and it splashed on her.
No, nothing is splashed out if it's
Okay.
been damaged.
All right. So I'm going to
Emery. You're fired.
yes.
We knew he would take advantage of it.
We're
So
all fired.
Quentin's gonna put his bow away and pull out his rapier and start running, and as he's running, there's gonna be kind of like a cold mist kind of forming around his feet.
Ew.
And every step he takes, he kind of like gets a little bit of extra space on each step.
Yep.
Almost as if like as he's stepping, it's like sliding and giving him a little bit of extra space.
He's frozoning it.
Fuck, I guess so. Only this is tinged green
Aha,
because
ha, ha.
apparently I'm green right
Aha.
now. Wow. So I'm casting Zephyr Strike,
Okay.
which gives me an
We
extra
need
30
that.
feet
We
of
need that
movement.
visor thing.
The what?
We need that visor thing that Frozone has.
Yeah. So I can move 60 feet. I still don't think that's going to get me over there, is it?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So
Dang, I
it'd get you
miscalculated.
like right next to. It'd get you like here.
Dang. Ipsy, stop that. Okay. So that'll be up for a minute until I hit. I only get to move that extra movement on this turn. but I think once I get that close, it's gonna kind of like, as he's getting closer, he's looking at his rapier and realizing that's not gonna be close enough for it. So instead, he'll just chuck a dagger at it.
I think you had your longbow out, didn't you?
I said at the start I was gonna put the longbow away and pull my rapier out, but
okay.
that doesn't get me close enough. So mostly RP because
Tyler's punished. There's fired as well.
Tyler's great.
Dagger, great. Do a dagger. Dagger.
All
Just one dagger.
Just one dagger.
It's also at advantage as it's blinded.
Ooh.
That's true.
That's 8 or...
I like how you're all trying to make my chat say butts a bunch. Does anyone know the story of why my chat says butts? Does the dagger hit? Roll to hit?
That's a... maybe. The 15 total? Probably not.
That hits.
Yes! Good. Great. So... that is going to be... and is it threatened? No, that's this wrong character. Never mind. It's a 1d4 plus 6. Where's my d4? That's a 1, so that's a 7, plus the Zephyr Strike damage is another d8 force damage.
Don't make me do math.
I'm not.
Oh, Sarah, did you break butts?
I think there's a cooldown on it.
Sarah, you broke it.
You broke your butt.
You broke the butts. You have to
So
go find me
8 points of
2
force
new followers.
damage and 7 points of piercing damage.
Don't make me do math. It's my birthday tomorrow.
But it seemed that it mattered what type of damage it was. So that would be 13 damage total.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it does. What's the damage?
7 piercing and 6 force.
Force. Okay. Cool. So the dagger and the hand axe, the 2 hand axes are sticking into the goo, like, and every time it moves, they like jiggle.
I'm just picturing a really upset Jigglypuff now.
But green.
But green, yeah. That's part of the reason it's upset.
You guys are almost the same color. Brandel, you're up.
It's not helping.
20 foot is 4 squares, right?
What?
Yeah.
20 feet is 4 squares?
Yes.
Sure. I want to be like at least 60 feet closer. 60 feet in range of the goop. Of the green goop. Yeah. Wherever you think is in range.
Yeah, that's in range.
And yeah, I'm gonna raise my hands towards it. Well, and I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on it.
Okay.
Dope.
Nice.
What's that do?
So it just, you see a green light. Just shine on the thing. Everything's green. I just realized. So yeah.
Different
and it
shades of green.
Okay.
And it
make
has...
a dex save.
Wait, any creature in the area when the spell is cast, whatever. Oh, it will be outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw. But also any attack roll against the creatures, like in light.
Anybody that attacks it has advantage. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, yes.
It did fail its
that.
dexterity save, rather
so it's also
tragically.
Glowing a different shade of green now, I guess.
And the greens clash. It's not a good look for it. And you're hearing this like weird backward scream in your head, and it's not a good look. It doesn't like it.
Okay.
Is that
DM?
yeah?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were finished with Brandel. Go ahead.
Well, it's not your turn next, so what do you want?
I pulled a Laura Bailey and forgot my Hunter's Mark damage.
Oh.
Because I got distracted by a Zephyr Strike.
Remember what our house rule is for you in particular.
Is Zephyr Strike concentration?
It is.
So you would have dropped Hunter's Mark.
You're right. Okay. Never mind. I totally knew that and was aware.
Don't have to be mean to you. So Fairy Fire gives everybody else advantage on attacks. Does it do any damage itself?
I don't think it does damage itself. No.
This is still a
It's
very
just
good
light.
move, giving others advantage. Because
Oh, yeah.
I
it
know.
pretty much guarantees everybody's going to hit. Okay,
I
Harlech,
mean, everyone goes after me, so.
that's true. Yeah. Harlech,
Okay.
what are you doing?
So I'm gonna move next to Brandel and cast Toll the Dead. I gesture, some dissonant bell sounds happen, and it makes a Wisdom save.
To
Versus
beat
13.
it fails. This die is fire.
Okay. Hold on. I assume it's injured. That makes a difference.
It is very injured, yes. It has holes all over it at this point, and the weapons sticking out of
takes
it.
11 damage. So kind of a black light-ish color smoke seeps out of its wounds and dissipates.
That's gross.
That's Toll the Dead.
Okay. Is that all you got?
That's all I got.
All right. Druge, it's gonna try and get you. It's gonna sort of like
Sure.
from somewhere in the middle, like green slime spits out at you. Does a 21 hit?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's super hits.
He's like, damn, my boy's swole over here.
I mean, he is.
You got elephantitis.
I carry
No.
around Master
out.
Vault so that I have enough D4s to go around.
Uh-huh.
You
Got a thick
take
pachydermal layer.
18 acid damage.
It's not bludgeoning damage? I can't half it?
No, it's acid damage.
Cool. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Next up is Relic. Or Brannon, sorry.
Roy, so he's got these X's and knives and everything sticking out of him, right?
Yep.
Oh, I
would
know
like
where this
to
is
move my
going.
Full distance closer to the thingy.
So 30 feet? Or 25?
25. I'm a wee lad.
So you can get to about there.
Okay, we're in range. And
Okay.
I would like to stick my hand straight out at the thing
Mm-hmm.
and slowly turn it around and start bringing into a fist. And I'm going to focus on one of those hand axes that's sticking out of it, and it's going to begin to glow red hot.
Yep, there it is.
Yes.
What are
Heat
you
metal,
using?
y'all.
Oh,
Nice.
dang.
Oh yeah, dude, that's
Wow.
real good.
Okay.
Using all the new spells. What?
Yeah. So this is 2d8 fire damage.
Sure.
And as long as it remains in contact, I can use a bonus action to cause this damage again.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Heat metal is
Wearing
real
it.
fun.
That is
I did
real
not-
fun.
It kind
It
of
is.
is. It takes the creature must save a Constitution saving throw, or drop it if it can. If it doesn't drop the object, which I don't know that it can, it has disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my next turn.
What do I have to beat?
Shit.
Does a 16 beat your...
Heat metal just kind of happens.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
the con save then?
Uh,
I thought you said roll a con save. I apologize. Okay.
That's it must succeed it or drop the object if it can.
Oh,
so I don't know if
It
that.
can't drop it, so it's...
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, don't even worry about that. So roll me damage. And roll an extra d8. Roll an extra d6 because there's more metal on it. And that is a hand-wavy bullshit roll that I'm making up for this game, so...
He just rolled two 8s and a 6.
Max damage.
Yikes.
I watched him do it.
GM regrets decisions.
22.
22 or 24?
Points of damage.
886. What is that? 16.
16 plus
22.
Oh,
Yeah,
16
I have to
plus
do
6,
my
right?
math.
16 plus 4.
22 fire damage.
So the two-hand axes, and it doesn't damage the... No, it doesn't. The two-hand axes and the dagger, instead of, like, heating up and making space for themselves and falling out, seem to be sinking deeper into it. And so everywhere that this thing has taken damage, the holes... The more damage it's taken, the slower the holes have, like, healed up. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
So you have this tall... this 9-foot tall column of goo with all these holes in it that are just slowly trying to close, and it doesn't look stable anymore. And that's when Marthala walks into the room, her hair shining gloriously, and does something dreadful to the creature.
So, how does Druge look right now? Like, did he take a pretty hard hit?
He's still pretty big.
It was a pretty decent hit. He's probably okay, maybe. In mechanics term, he is bloodied.
Okay. Seeing that'll be enough to piss Marthala off. So, she's gonna sort of take a couple quick steps towards the ooze. And it's strange. It actually feels like she's moving way faster than she is. And about 3 steps into that sprint, silver wings
Oh, shit!
erupt
Oh, fuck!
from her back. They
Here we
they
go,
almost look like
y'all.
miniature versions of the blade that she wields. And she is basically going to soar through the air and take a slice at the ooze.
Oh my
with
god,
her
I'm so excited right now.
So good.
sword.
Yes, please do that.
Valkyrie time. Let's go.
Yay!
That is a critical hit.
Yay!
Yes!
This is the perfect time for a critical hit. That is so fucking
I know.
cool.
I was like, wouldn't it suck if I did this and then rolled a 1?
No, please tell me what this looks like. What's this looking like for you?
So it's sort of like it's almost like War Machine, frankly, like flying through the side. Like, Druge, you're enormous, and all you see is this shine of silver just dart past you
Yes.
at the ooze. And
I'm so
that will
happy.
do you double the damage or double the dice?
We do brutal
Shauna.
criticals, so you're gonna take one of your max. You'll take one of your. What's your damage for your longsword?
It's 2d6 plus 5.
So 2 of those.
Holy
So normally you would double it. So what we'll say is 2 of those d6 are max damage out of the 4 that you would normally roll. So
Okay.
take 12. Now roll 2d6 and we'll add it to that.
All right. So it'll be 12 for the 2 max dice.
Yep.
5 for the 2 other dice.
Okay. So 17.
And then 5 damage.
23.
So 22.
Yeah.
And
It's the same as the number you or never mind, go ahead.
Are you stabbing down? Are you stabbing in? Are you slicing across?
It's a 2-handed weapon, so let's say I bring it down just straight in front of me over my head.
Oh, chop down, right?
Yeah.
So the height from your wings gives you the height to literally start at the top of this column and just drop all the way down. You pull your longsword all the way down through this column, and the 2 halves stand there for a second, like wobbling, and then they're like trying to touch each other, and then they just sort of like fall down to the ground and collapse into like oozing acid puddles that immediately starts pocking, like creating pock marks, and all the stone and the dirt is like sizzling, and you have murdered the thing.
Yay! Holy shit!
We
that
are
was
no
really
longer
good.
in initiative. Congratulations.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
you-
just
That
sort
was
of
really good.
land and take a few heaving breaths while I'm standing there with my sword in my hands.
So Nock is gonna run forward and get up as close as he can to the edge of the acid and smell at it. and he'll back up and wrinkle his nose and like paw at it and be like, "Oh my god, I've heard stories, but damn, I never thought I'd see one of those in person."
Harlock will run up and take a sample.
Of course he is.
Do you have a glass vial?
Oh, let me check.
While that's happening, I think Druj and Marthala are kind of panting on opposite sides, and he'll kind of look over at her and, so wings, huh?
What?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
So
And he
Marthala,
will drop it.
do the wings go away when you land?
They don't go away when I land. They're out for, I want to say, a full minute.
Okay.
I think you can choose to end them, but yeah.
But I don't realize they're there.
Okay.
You could
Cool.
subconsciously end him.
Just
Okay.
ran really fast. Yeah.
That's what it seems like to her.
So, are they still out presently?
Yes.
Well, if she seems confused by this, you'll just kind of poke at one of them with the trunk and see if it goes through or if it makes physical contact with something.
Ow. Oh my god.
I can
We'll
hear
do
you
that
turning
thing
around
that,
in
like,
your
a dog
chair.
does,
Yeah.
when it's chasing its tail,
Yeah.
and just start turning in frantic circles.
Perfect. The
Wings-
Knock sits there and watches and is like, "Yeah, get it." Yeah, you get it. And he says, he looks at Harlock and he's like, "Do you know what this is?"
Does Harlock?
Yeah.
You can roll for it.
Roll me a nature check, Arcana check, either.
Ooh, boy. Yeah, likely. Hold on a second. You said nature?
Or Arcana.
They are not the same. Arcana is 24.
We'll give it an Arcana check. You have you've looked into demonology a little bit, and you know this to be a demon that is referred to as the Faceless Lord, or the
It
Juiblex.
had a lot of faces. It was just covered in faces.
You know enough to know that this didn't seem like you'd all be dead if it were a full Juiblex. If it were the Faceless Lord, this seems to be like a piece of it, and you know that when the Juiblex, the Faceless Lord is damaged, the pieces like become copies of it, but they tend to be smaller. So this one's odd in that it was 9 feet tall, but it didn't have the same sort of power that you would expect from the Faceless Lord.
Does anyone have a glass vial? I'd really like a glass vial. But I'm not willing to dump out my ink.
I think I have some ink.
I have a vial. Yeah. my jaw is just open. Oh.
While you're standing there
Bloody
with your
hell.
jaw open.
No, Quentin, wait a
Go
second.
ahead.
Continue, Relic.
What have I got myself into? I'm just gonna wander over to the group, like, just blank-faced, kind of. My jaw's open, my eyes are just wide. I'm gonna just put in Harlock's hand a glass bottle that's got some colored liquid in it. And I'm just gonna stare at Marthala.
Much obliged.
I'm speechless.
What?
There's nothing.
What is happening? What is this?
Well, I reckon I told the future when I called you Angel Face.
by now about a minute has passed, has it not?
Yeah, we'll say it has. So do they fade? Do they pop out of existence? Do they fold in on themselves?
They do what Cinderella's carriage does when
Awesome.
midnight strikes, where they just sort of like
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
in the little like fireworky sort of sparkles and
Yeah.
disappear.
Nice. Okay, so that happens.
I don't know what made that happen. I don't know what that was.
And Nox says, "Really? You?" And he sniffs. He like comes up and smells you, and he says, "You don't know why that happened?"
No.
And he looks at Relic, and he's like, Are you two? Really? No one knows what that is? Does anyone know what that is?"
Is that normal? Does that happen?
I don't know. Does anybody?
Supposed to know what that is?
Roll me a history check.
Relic is thinking some
Which one of
some
us?
come to Jesus moment.
Whoever cares to do it.
Okay.
You
That-
said history?
Yeah.
That is a natural one.
It's a 7 plus.
Oh no,
Drew-
0. 7.
Druge thinks the wings are very pretty.
Harlock rolls a 14.
Harlock thinks he might remember something about this, but is too distracted by the green goo.
Darn straight.
I
Quentin
got a 7.
Quentin and Marthala both think the wings are very pretty.
Can I do religion instead of
Yeah.
history?
I'll take that. Yeah.
Nope.
Wait, what do we roll for?
To
Six.
know why she has wings. Yeah, you also are just stunned. Well, as you've described. So you're all just sort of standing there, and Nock is looking around and is like, "Well," and then as he says, "Well," there's a pop noise, and instead of standing in a this stone room that you've been in with this pile of weird acid, you are standing back on the road that you were walking down, and there are two horses grazing nearby, and they're the same horses that you had captured earlier. And Nock is not with you, and each of you is holding a spoon.
Did Harlock manage to get a sample?
Yes, Harlock
I
got a
didn't-
sample.
I didn't get my hand axes back, did I?
Yes, you got your hand axes back, and Quentin
I
got
got
his
it back
dagger
with
back.
the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that would have sucked real bad.
Yeah, that would have sucked real bad. I'm about to describe what the spoon you are holding looks like.
Yes.
Is my dog anywhere nearby?
Yes, your dog is over by the horses, and its tail is just going like mad.
I'll go pick him up and then come back to the group.
Quentin, you are holding a spoon that is, it's a light-colored brass spoon. It has an oddly delicate handle, and the bowl of the spoon is weirdly big, especially against the delicacy of the handle. Druge, you are holding a spoon that is also brass, but it's a sturdier, more normal-looking spoon, and the pattern on the handle looks almost like fur. Brandel, you are holding a spoon that is a dark iron color, and it's sort of blocky and chunky as spoons go.
Mm-hmm.
Harlock, your spoon is a blue-gray sort of Damascus steel color spoon. It has a very nice weight to it. Marthala, your spoon is scratched silver. It looks very beat up. It's got nicks and dents all over it, and it looks like the handle's been bent at some point in the past. And Relic, you're gonna get your spoon is a bright silver spoon, and on the handle there are 4 very small amethysts that are glowing, and the glow seems to crackle.
You got a cool spoon.
So you all got spoons. I will add them to your inventories when I do my cleanup this evening. Unfortunately, we did not get enough birthday followers, to do the giveaway, so that means that the universe does not love me enough, so none of you get a present.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
Just being very dramatic. In all seriousness, I really love all of my friends that joined tonight. I hope you guys had fun. I took these guys out of their normal adventure to throw this at you guys. I picked out this monster because it's called a Juiblex, and when I was flipping through the book, I thought it was a Jubilee, and this was supposed to be like a party kind of thing, and so I was like, ha ha ha, and then I made it work. The spoons that you all have, I made up. So you're gonna see properties when I put them in your inventory, but you as players should assume that you don't know what they are. I'm gonna read them off now for the stream because I think that's part of the fun. But again, you as players do not know what they do. The spoon that Relic is holding has 4 charges to it, and each charge casts Fireball, and the flames are a very deep purple.
Oh shit!
It renews each charge if you stir a hot drink for at least 10 minutes per charge. Drew, and your spoon is...
Why would you give Relic
Just
Fireball?
Fireball.
Your
Nothing but Fireball.
Your spoon is called Amethyst Fire. Druge, the spoon you're holding is called Hartley's Hello. While holding it, you can use Speak with Animals, but only with dogs, and all dogs love you as if they've been charmed.
Okay.
Brandel, you are holding the spoon Smoother of the Way. While you are holding it, the bearer is not impacted by difficult terrain. Quentin, you are holding the Jura Jinx spoon. While you're holding it, if you put it in your mouth, the bowl is full of whiskey. And every time you put it back in your mouth, it's a different whiskey, but it's always a good one.
I'm so excited about this.
Harlick, you are holding the Butterfly spoon, which is actually a +2 dagger.
Oh, how about that?
Which
Your
is
spoon is actually a knife.
which is particularly hilarious because my very first butterfly pretend butterfly knife came from Harlick in real life, so that was great. And then Marthala, you were holding the Sassafras, and so while you were holding it, you can cast Vicious Mockery. And I need to figure out how to write this down, but when you cast Vicious Mockery, you will roll 4d4.
Oh damn.
I
Martha's gonna have to learn to say some mean shit.
Yep.
I don't like your shoes.
The reason I chose spoons tonight is because it's my screen name, and I use the spoon theory regularly within my community. Please Google the spoon theory, and it'll give you a very good understanding of that. Normally, this game has 7 players, and I am like 7 spoons, so there were actually 8 spoons tonight because I wanted to be able to roll a d8 to tell you what each of them was. So there are 2 other spoons. I'd like to warn you that spoons will now become a thing in this world because the thought hit me like a lightning bolt, and I am entirely too delighted with it. And a friend of mine, Coyote Lovely, helped me prepare this game tonight because I thought of it this morning and got really excited, and I didn't want to run everything by my usual people I run things by, which are not Luthera, who plays Quentin, and TechSoup, who plays Druge. So I ended up running it by Elizabeth instead. Elizabeth, thank you so much. She also helped me with the spoon idea, and I was like, what do I make them do? And she was like, things like that are about you. And so I regularly say I would like to light things on fire. I love dogs, and they love me. The Smoother of the Way was a joke about making things accessible to wheelchairs. Jura Jinx, whiskey, enough said. Butterfly spoon is because I like knives and I stab things a lot. And the Sassafras spoon is because I am very sassy. Thank you so much for playing this game with me. I really had a good time, and I hope you guys did too, and we will go back to our regularly scheduled events next week. Let me know if you guys have any questions on the stream. We're going to jump into learns and roleplay real quick so we can get these guys off to bed, because some of them are East Coasty time and are very late. So, chat, remember that if you would like to nominate role-playing points, please type them into the chat, and I'll include them in a second. Guys, what did you learn today?
Marthala got wings, y'all.
Yeah. What's up?
What else did you learn? Because that is super true. What else did you learn?
There's a Fey being out there that is manipulating things, but we did not get
Yeah,
the
we
shiny
learned
one.
about the person that has been popping Marthala and Relic out of existence.
Oh, we didn't get the shiny, did we?
Didn't get shiny. What else did you learn?
What did Harlock just say something? I couldn't hear him.
He
Oh, I
said,
just said we didn't get the shiny. That's all.
Oh.
I didn't remember that we needed to.
Just distracted by the wings.
Coyote,
that was
the
the
real shiny was the
thought.
wings, guys.
Oh,
Coyote Lovely.
Made along the way.
Coyote Lovely. Yes, it is Hartley from Doggos. I was very unoriginal when it came to names. I'm terrible at naming things. Sorry, what else did you guys learn?
That's about it. There's a god out there somewhere that
Yeah.
cuts off bits of himself and hides them in dungeons.
Demon.
Yeah. The other
Demon.
one.
Didn't you say Fae? Or is it a demon?
There's
The
a
They sent us the
fake
demon is
godling
what
that
we
sent you
fought.
places. Relic was
Got it,
referring to
okay.
the thing that you fought.
Cool, got it.
Okay, so we'll do RP points in just a minute. I want to respond to some of the things in chat. Sarah, yes, I wish you could give me 5 follows. I am very sorry. I will be trying to do one of these every Tuesday when I stream and every time I do a doggo. So we'll try again, and I'll try and advertise a little better. But thank you for your love. I'm glad you had a lot of fun. We had such a good group tonight. I think it was fun to have you guys in chat. Let's see who else is in here. A virtual run? Yes, a virtual run. You guys should do that. I'm not going to do it, but you guys have the best time. What runs Poggers? I don't know what Poggers means, Wordman. Thank you so much, John the Blacksmith, for joining us. I'm glad you enjoyed watching it. I hope I gave you some ideas for running things digitally. Sassmaster is awesome. I'm very excited about how you guys use these. You can swap them.
Master 7000.
You guys can swap them. I'm going to put them in your individual inventories, and then I'll move them around if you need me to.
Oh, you cut out.
You can swap spoons if you would like to, but we'll talk about that next time. I'm going to put them in each of your individual inventories. I'm glad you think it's an Easter egg, Coyote. That was kind of what I was thinking. And thank you, Emery, for giving me a... Yes, yours is the closest happy birthday to my actual birthday, so you win, basically. Okay. Role-playing points. Again, chat, if you'd like to nominate role-playing points, let me know. Thank you, Sarah. Role-playing points. I have to type these. I don't know why. I'm so used to writing them down because I do this in person. So I'll
Can
type
we just
them.
give it to Marthala now?
Yeah.
Is that where it's gonna go?
I
The
feel
chasing
like
wings?
I still
Yeah,
want to
that's
go
where
over
it's
some of the
gonna
other
go.
ones, but I feel like that's probably a pretty
Yeah,
secure
so let's go through the motions at least.
win.
So role-playing point, so I can write this down because otherwise I will not remember any of these. So Marthala for what did Marthala do that was so cool? What was it? How would you guys describe
I
that?
would recommend against the chasing wings thing because that was really hilarious.
Oh, chasing the wings? Yes, that was a particularly good moment.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Chasing the wings like she was chasing her tail. Good. Other role-playing moments.
Just the whole description of how she used them and they came out kind of in the same thing. But,
I really liked how you described that, Diana.
yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it was
I
really
could
good.
I could see it so clearly and it felt so cool. I
Yeah.
loved it so much.
And then a nat 20 on top of it.
Oh
and
my
the killing
God.
blow. Come on, dude.
That could not have been more perfect. I was trying to, like, when you whipped out the wings, I was like, ooh, can I hand wave? I've hand waved so much I was trying to figure out a way to, like, make it even cooler, and you rolled that nat 20. It was absolutely perfect. Well done.
My dice knew that I needed it.
Yeah. Oh, God, it was so good. Any other RP points you guys want to mention?
I'd like to honorably mention Brandel for not shooting anyone in the back.
Yeah. 8 plus,
With
man.
max damage on his Eldritch Blast.
Without murdering anyone.
Notice where Quentin was standing, to the side of Brandel. For those of you who weren't there, first combat, he dropped me 1 hit.
Yeah. First attack roll, I
There
believe.
was a rat on you, dude.
Tyler is nominating Marthala for the what when asked about the wings. Just another good moment. Any other RP points? Are you guys ready to vote?
Can I nominate Knock for being excited about Marthala chasing her wings?
I appreciate you bringing it up. I appreciate you bringing it up, but you can't put up the NPCs for role-playing points. I'm so sorry.
I just had to mention it.
That was a good moment, though. I did enjoy it.
Brandel did something early on that I can't remember. but
Same. Trying to
I thought
remember.
in my head that I was like,
I wrote it
wanna
down.
nominate that, but
He
I
said
can't
he
For
wanted
being near not for being fuzzy.
yes for having
Yeah.
Yeah,
fur.
that's what it was. That was really good. That was so
Wanting
good.
to be
One of
near
us.
Knock
One of
because
us.
they both have fur. That was great. Yes, I really enjoy that. Okay, you guys ready to vote?
Yep.
Go ahead and vote. You guys are going to vote with emojis. And I will tell the chat what it is. Thank you, Tyler, for being our very first viewer-nominated RP point. I've been trying to get chat to do that forever, and you were the first. Thank you. All right, I have to vamp
I was
while they
confused.
do emojis because it takes Word Man forever to pick one.
See, the thing is, I have wing
I have the
emojis, but they're
perfect
two wing
one.
emojis.
It's too easy.
Wait.
You guys are the worst.
There,
2, 3, 4. I need
Like,
6
look at
votes
that.
total.
There's a
5.
wing.
That's a good wing. Oh, you want the left and the right?
Yeah. Just ignore the right wing.
there we go.
1, 2,
Yeah, that
1,
works.
2, 3,
Wings out.
4,
Perfect.
5. That's really good because you've got the Valiant in the middle there.
Yeah. The
Of
wings
Mercy's
out,
wings.
yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I think, yeah. Okay, so Marthala gets it for the whole description of how she used the wings. But Marthala, I think you are the MVP for this match.
For sure.
I really liked it. You guys all had really good moments. I really liked Quentin sneaking and like getting that stuff. Druge, your description of the lighting up of the
Oh, yeah,
ruins and like that
I knew
rage,
Druge
like
had one.
you've got such good descriptions for your timing where you're like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and what they all look like. It really paints that picture in a really stark way.
Yeah.
And Brandel, you're getting more comfortable with like shooting those spells and like you're settling into that character and that's really fun. And Harlick, you continue to be hilarious about just wanting to know what's going on and all of that stuff, and that's really fun. And
Wandering in front of firing turrets and shit.
Oh, actually, yeah. Brennan's heat metal was fucking.
Oh, dude, that heat
oh,
metal.
Relic, your heat
Holy
metal
shit.
was fantastic. I loved that. I also really love Dissonant Whispers. That's just one of my favorite spells in general.
Yeah, that was really good as well.
But like the heat, I'd never thought of using heat metal like that. That was really clever.
I was for sure not expecting heat metal, dude.
As soon
Yeah.
as he's like, I'm gonna move up and get in range, and he asked
Oh,
if like
thanks,
there was
Fenrir.
still metal in him, I was just like, yes, do it, do
Right.
it.
Right, like I was, that was such a good moment. I really enjoyed that. So thank you guys tonight. Oh, I got a Fenrin follow. Thank you, Fenrin. Yeah. So anybody that's curious and wants to look up Jubilex, there's a laundry list of things that Jubilex thing can do, and one of them is cause damage with its acid landing on stuff if you don't dodge it. It also does things like suck bodies into it, and know that as a GM, I have full license on what I wanted to do tonight. The rules gave me enough of a hand wave to be like, yes, the Jubilex is its own demon, but it can cut pieces off itself, and I decided as a GM that meant it limited what it could do. I wanted this session to be fun and be done in 2 hours so that I could give everybody spoons, and everybody played along in a really nice way, and everybody had fun, and you can too. You don't have to buy really fancy dice. You don't have to have any of this technology. You guys can do this over a phone call. It is that easy, and it can be that inexpensive. So if you're ever thinking to yourself, well, I'm not creative enough, you're wrong, and you and I should talk about it. And if you're thinking, well, it's getting really expensive, you're also wrong, and we should talk about that. But if you if you want to get into a game, if you want to get into dice, like, reach out. There's a huge community that I'm plugged into and that many others are plugged into that I can hand you off to. Like, we can get you where you want to go. I really love talking with all of you, and I really love playing with you guys. I'm going to kill the stream. Have a great night.